Hello out there in YouTube land. Kisses to all of you. I got a special surprise. I got my lovely sister again. I called her up and she said, sure. And I am so grateful. Thank you, Juanita, for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome anytime.
We got to do our theme song. So let's get ready to do it. All right. It's the Meghan Show. It's the Meghan Show. It's the Meghan Show. Oh. Yeah. Awesome. So, Juanita, before we got on here, Juanita had some stuff she wanted to say, especially to the subscribers. But I'll let her go from there.
Yes, I wanted to thank so many of you for all the responses. I mean, they really they made me feel good. I really want to thank the individuals that helped educate me on certain things that I said um, over the weekend that was incorrect or things that I just wasn't aware of. And now I'm a lot more educated and knowledgeable. So I just want to thank all of you for just sharing and getting me on the right track so I can just be more aware. So thank you.
Thanks, Juanita. Okay. So I've been telling my sister when I called her and asked her to do this with me, I said there's a lot going on in the news about Meghan and Harry. There's several issues, and this is a busy week. And so it's kind of one of those weeks that you're like, whoa. I'm almost feeling, Juanita, that it's so bad for these two that I don't see a way out. I don't see Hollywood giving them this big break. I don't see where they're going to continue to make money. And she has no talent, so what are they going to do in order to stay in Hollywood? And Meghan isn't going anywhere.
So I have no clue. I mean, I have, you know, because she had something with Netflix, right? And
So
Spotify.
yes, And Netflix, their contract is up next year. Now, the word on the street is that they ain't doing too good. They can make an announcement at any day now that the relationship is now over because they ain't doing nothing. They had Invictus, which is some games for veterans that have come back home from. It's a charity group that his grandmother Elizabeth bestowed upon Harry to have, and Meghan took that over. That's a whole nother story.
You know
But
what? I need one of them cups.
that's that
Yes,
stupid
I
stuff.
need one of them because I drink a lot, and most of the time when I drink is because that's that stupid stuff. So I need to get me one of those cups. So
I'm gonna work on it, sis. I'm gonna work on it.
okay, okay.
So, but Harry has just got himself into some new trouble, honestly. He has this charity, and this charity is doing some foul things to the people within the charity. And I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but I do know that he's like the president of this charity.
Mhm.
And one of the gentlemen came out upset with Harry, like, almost blaming Harry that this is his fault. Now, Harry has known for a year that people have been raped and all of this that's going on. It's not allegedly. Here to make
What you mean?
sure.
I'm sorry. Mm.
So he wrote to them and wanted to do an investigation. This is Harry's charity. And it's not his charity, but his name is attached to it. And anytime your name is the Duke or Duchess of Sussex, you're
Uh,
gonna.
I'm
So,
sorry. What's
so
his name?
people think he should
No, no,
resign.
no, no, no.
Traitor.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
Oops. So
Okay, so the trader has a charity. What
he's
is the charity for? Because normally when you create a charity, it stands for something.
I'm not sure what this charity was for because I just heard about it today that he is a
Oh,
part of it. But what I don't understand is if all this is going on with the charity, why don't they just shut it down?
but did you say rape?
Yes.
Who's getting raped?
They call I will let you hear let me let you hear some of the
Okay,
program.
okay, because
Hold on,
it
just one
sounds like the authority.
second. Okay. So here's the gentleman talking about the charity, okay? Here we
Mhm.
go.
Well, Prince Harry is facing growing calls to resign from the board of a conservation charity, African Parks, after allegations
It's a conservation charity. I'm not
Okay,
really sure.
emerged that its park rangers raped and tortured the indigenous Baka people in the Congo Basin. Indeed, Ayar Nivril, a Baka man, issued a heartfelt plea directly to the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. Watch and listen. Bele tututia komandi baka jedua wa bele baka jedua wa bele baka ya bele braza mate kuka womulete. Human rights charity Survival International wrote to Harry last year to highlight the allegations, with the Duke initially promising to escalate the concerns, so it appears he was aware of them. But he then went on to join the board of African Parks. Well, I'm joined now by Princess Diana's former butler.
So he's going to give his take on it. So basically, he's a part of this charity that's doing some really raunchy stuff. And he's known about it for a year. Ooh. Now he's reached out to some people, but that was a year ago to try to figure out what was going on. I know
so
you're in a little bit of shock.
did something happen recently to bring the charges or the
Yes.
allegations back up?
Yes, this gentleman that you just heard
Uh-huh.
speaking in his language, he's the one, he directly put that message out there, if I'm not mistaken, especially to Harry. That's why we're talking about it because this gentleman has
So he
raised,
has to get on the news to get Harry's attention.
look like it. Looks that way.
I'm sorry, did I say Harry? Shame on me.
Trader.
Look, I'm gonna have to pay your channel $1 every time I mess up.
Me too.
Okay.
So there's another thing going on too, Juanita. There's another thing that's going on with
Well,
him.
let me address this one because those are some major allegations to say. Because I think he said rape and torture.
Yes, he
Okay,
did.
because we got a whole war going on, and we
Go,
got a
girl.
whole war going on, and this is supposed to be a charitable organization that is doing this to individuals. Where are the authorities?
Yes,
Why
yes. I'm
somebody,
with you on that.
but they all down there in Bob Marley's event
Jermaine, preach.
and just flew over. No, they didn't fly over because Africa is south. I
Private
mean
jet,
Jamaica is south.
private jet. And they always talk about don't take private jets because of the pollution.
I read that, but then they go to Elton. I know we're getting off topic, but then they go to Elton John's event or somebody's event, and he said, "Yeah, that was my jet." Because somebody got on him about, I thought you were supposed to be part of
Yes,
this
he
movement
ain't letting them
where
use it
for
no
the.
more.
I'm sorry.
He ain't letting them use it no more. But they took
um,
a private jet to this premiere in Jamaica. Yes, they did.
they are just phony. They're just so phony. It's
Yeah.
just it is sad, but I think the thing that's really disturbing to me right now is the fact that he is part of a charity, his charity, right?
He president, CEO, top of the he up there. He wanted the decision makers.
I think the authorities need to get involved. If there's
I do
some
too.
torturing and raping, and rape going on, those
Yeah.
are some serious allegations.
Good
And
one. Yeah.
I know we kind of had, I kind of watched your video, some of your video before, where you
Uh-huh.
said the turnover rate was very high. It was 17 people that had left the organization. And there's a new person who was kind of at top
Now
of the
this is two
leadership.
separate charities. Hmm.
Oh,
He just
look, slow me down.
no. Listen, I told my subscribers, I said, this is a lot of stuff to keep up with. She has
Hey,
a lot of shenanigans going on and a lot of BS going on. You almost got to have notes.
like I said, if they had stayed over there where they were supposed to do and do the work that they were supposed to do as as the royals with the titles, versus the traitor and Jezebel, they would be a lot further along in what they should be doing as part of the royal family.
Yeah,
Again, it just goes back to I am in so disbelief
it is.
that
It's very
they
shocking.
have all this going on,
Hmm.
all this going on, and she has the audacity to say how they are whatever, her allegations that they're racist or whatever.
Exactly.
But she got in her traders organization or whatever some torture and rape going on, and they're not talking about that.
Right, right, exactly. Or coming out with a statement saying we're doing something about it. Harry's working on it. His reputation is now taking another hit. It really is because he's known about it for a year. And like you said, where's the authorities?
Yeah,
we're talking about a
I mean,
crime.
that sounds almost like organized crime when you do
Yeah,
things like that, and then you think of a charity. It's
right.
just, again, that connection is not working with me because you can't be good over here and do all these good things. And then on this other side, you're evil, you're ignoring all the torture and rape. I'm having a hard time
Yeah.
even
I did too earlier when I
believing.
was talking about it. That my first reaction was like, "What?" Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna move on from that because I
Yeah.
have some more stuff I want to ask my lovely sister. So recently, Meghan and Harry have a contract with Netflix. Okay,
Okay.
and one of the people that they work with has just left the company. The main hitter. Like he's one of the main people that helps them. I'm going to play a clip for you.
Okay.
All right. We just took a 2 and 2, but we are back. Now we're going to listen to this video about Archie Well Productions. That's their baby. They own that. They produced it. It's Harry and Meghan's. It's their charity. Okay. And the only thing that I've known them to do is give out some bags. And so I'm trying to figure out where all the charity money went. But Meghan wanted us to know that 8 million is still in the bank. What's she saving it for? Moving on.
Hmm.
But let's see what happened to Archie Wells' manager that just walked out. Now, keep in mind, in the back of your mind, that she has a revolving door when it comes to her employees. She can't keep them.
Is she over this? Is
Yeah,
this
she's over it.
charity?
It's hers, Archie Well. It's
So
called
this is a separate charity.
Mhm. Yes. Now, okay, so the charity I was just talking about with Harry, he's on the board of directors.
So that's not his charity. He's
That's
just a
not
part
his,
of it.
he don't own it, right?
Okay.
But he
Okay.
makes the decisions.
Hmm.
This particular one, this
Hmm.
is theirs. period, hands
Okay.
down.
Okay.
This is, they own this.
Okay.
Okay. And people are just asking Harry to step down from the charity so that they can.
Well, I don't know if that still does not resolve the issue
It
of somebody
doesn't.
being raped and tortured,
You know what?
regardless if
That's
you
what
step
someone
down or
else
not.
said. That's what someone else said. That's what this other gentleman said.
Yeah.
He said he needs to step up and he needs to do something. Well, he hasn't done anything yet.
Well, so is it just, do they just need to shut the charity? If there's some rape and torture going on, just shut that down.
Yeah, shut it
Just
down.
shut that down.
Shut that
You
down.
know. I
Okay.
would love to look up, find the name of that one. I just want to look at the, do some
Okay,
reading
I'll
on
send you
that
the
one,
link.
because I just can't believe the authorities haven't done anything. And why is Harry? I owe
Here.
$1. The trader even a part of that, you know. And even if he did step down, they still need to investigate
They do.
the torturing and the raping that's
They
going on.
do. Somebody need to go to jail.
And then he got, okay, so then she got something else going on over here named Archie.
Okay, so this is the $13 million that Oprah allegedly gave to her charity. This is her charity. If you look it up right now, it's going to be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex everywhere about what they do, how great they are. It's all about. It's so stupid. I went on there one time and I was sick. I said,
Yeah.
this is that stupid stuff.
Just imagine.
Yeah. Everywhere you look, she was talking about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and what they were doing. Instead of putting the light on the people that you are serving and showing what you're doing there, she was in every photo, every picture. It's a mega fest. It's Meghan, and it's you gotta look.
Need to close that one down too.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Okay.
And this is why I think that they're failing, Chanel. They are failing on a high level. Like, they have nothing. Spotify let them go. Netflix is not there. They're not making any money from Netflix. And then they went to Jamaica to do that premiere with Bob Marley, but they also was with what's the name of that? Paramount picture director. I know I'm saying his name incorrectly, but it's almost said Meghan was down there smooching with him, trying to make Netflix jealous. I said, I'll be down there too, trying to get some money, to make some money, because no one is offering her anything anymore. She doesn't have.
It just come to me. You remember when I said on the last show that she could have made money. I was thinking she could have branded herself and whatever. And somebody said, you can't do that if you're part of the royal family. You can't go out and sell your own and brand your ideas or your clothes or whatever. But maybe that is why she didn't want to be associated with the royal family, so she could leave and do all these extra activities for her to make money.
Well, she could. That's what she could have done.
Well, that's what she's trying to do.
But let me tell you where she messed up.
Okay.
Let me tell you where she messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Because after Brexit, because there was some salty stuff going on, and I didn't have a channel then. I wasn't, because I've been doing this for a year now. And I was like, oh, she's leaving. So Brexit happened and she came up here. And I was like, at that point, I was done with Meghan.
Because I remember you loving Meghan. Can no one say anything wrong about Meghan with you?
Yeah, I was like,
you were saying all this other stuff, and I was like, what had happened?
What had happened was the Oprah Winfrey show. The Oprah Winfrey show. I was done. The racism, when she started talking about how she was suicidal, hating on her dad, told her sister she didn't know her. I mean, she went on that Oprah show and act a fool. And I just remember being like, oh my God, this is the end of Oprah's career. And I said, this is the end of Meghan. And I truly believe that everything that's happening to her is because she did what she did on the Oprah show. And then everything else was just icing on the cake.
I would love to hear from your subscribers. What did they think of Meghan prior to the Oprah Winfrey show? What
That's a good question because some of them have told me. Some of them said that they celebrated her. They had a party. They were, they were out there with, when she came in, they were a part of the celebration. Some people said that they had like parties, house parties, celebrating her. They accepted her. Most and all of them accepted her. Some of them will tell you that I wasn't sure about.
Yeah. I ain't never really. Look, I had.
They said they saw it in the interview, the wedding interview, and stuff like that. So good question, Juanita. Good question. Okay, so I'm gonna let you hear about what this lady is thinking about when it comes to Meghan and where they at.
Okay.
Jenny, thank you so much for making time this evening. Good to see you. How will this latest information, this development, this departure of a senior management member impact the Archwell brand? Well, it's not looking good.
So she's saying, how is this manager that just left the Archwell, how is this gonna fare? How they gonna make it?
Right. It really has been this latest information, this development, this departure of a senior management member impact the Archwell brand. Well, it's not looking good, is it? It really has been a bit of a tsunami of people leaving. He was the manager, production manager, the head honcho in many ways. Last year, they lost their head of content, also the marketing director. And as you say, this is part of a long list of people who have left the employment of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex over the last few years.
Okay, so she's just explaining that they got a revolving door.
Right.
That nobody is staying there. And you want to say anything about that?
Is she going to explain why?
Oh yeah.
Remember, probably.
Yes, she is.
That when they were carrying out their royal work over here, there were allegations, unproven, that.
Let me rewind it a little bit for you.
Yeah, and put it a little closer so I can.
It really has been.
You need me to get it a little closer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jenny, thank you so much for making time this evening. Good to see you. How will this latest information, this development, this departure of a senior management member impact the Archwell brand? Well, it's not looking good, is it? It really has been a bit of a tsunami of people leaving. He was the manager, production manager, the head honcho in many ways. Last year, they lost their head of content, also the marketing director. And as you say, this is part of a long list of people who have left the employment of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex over the last few years. You'll remember probably that when they were carrying out their royal work over here, there were allegations, unproven, that she had bullied some of the staff. But there were a lot of stories coming out of the palaces that staff were unhappy with the way she treated them. I don't know that they're true or not. I mean, she and Harry have sought to deny it. But I have met one or two people who have had direct experience of working with her in various capacities. And I must say, I've heard time and again that she's not easy to work with. And that may lie at the root.
I had to pause it there. She's not easy to work with. That means she went into the royal family like a straight up bully. And she treated it like a business. How can I make money off of y'all? And look, the traitor just sits back and just looks and let her.
I'm so disappointed in him. I wish I could just really talk to him. What was you thinking? You know what? It still behooves me.
Yes.
I love my work. what behooves me is that he married a lady. She didn't have she didn't have a grandmother or grandfather.
No,
None
no,
of them
grandmother,
really.
he didn't meet none of that. None of
But
that.
are they living?
I don't think so.
Okay, cousins, aunties, uncles.
Yes, she has that.
You know, they don't have a family reunion. But
Okay.
this is the other thing that I wanted to say because, you know, I watch a lot of the Hallmark, and that's, you know, I love my little royal movies that, you know, he go and find a lady and they fall in love. And but normally there is a head of staff that will go in and pull up everything on a person that they need to know, like the FBI, that they need to know on a person. So I know that the royal family had some kind of head of staff
You
that
think?
when Harry said, "This is the one," um, they didn't go and dig up nothing.
I said that same thing. I the same question. I said they didn't vet her before
Right.
they decided that this was a good match because Queen Elizabeth act like she just was like, okay, yes, I'm okay with the marriage, but I'm like, wait a minute, you
You
know,
okay,
did
but we
you get
ain't.
to meet the father? Did you get to meet? Nobody has met the father. She kept him hidden. He was never coming to the wedding. She said she was sent him a car and an airplane ticket. He never got it.
So,
Just
because you know, normally it's tradition for the man to go ask the father to have his daughter. So
yes.
that and he didn't even want to meet the daddy.
That's what
Has
I
he
said
ever met
too.
the daddy
I said, you got to go ask the father
for the
permission.
hand in marriage?
You do. That's it's tradition here in the United States. It's just what you do. William did it. William went to Catherine's mother
Did
and
he?
father
Did
before
he?
he even asked her.
See, that's what you do. That's
I
how you do it.
leave it to Harry though. Harry says
Who?
this the traitor. The
You owe some
traitor.
money. You
The
gonna make
traitor.
yourself rich.
Okay. I know that's right, girl.
um, I'm just at loss of
Yeah,
words.
I know, and it could be a lot tonight. Can you imagine living with like I I know things are gonna get really bad because the money. When money get bad, things get bad. Usually.
Where are they getting money today?
Well,
Or
they're
are they
living
getting money from
off
the deals from Netflix and Spotify and all them? Where
now
are they getting their money?
his mother left him 30 million, I believe. But
Mm,
I, I
she should
gotta
have
check
put
on
some
my
constraints
subscribers
on that.
because I don't know if he's able to touch that. So,
Right.
but
I'm sure they did something to kind of.
oh no, he could get that. That his mama left him that. That's his.
Oh, his mother, not his grandmother.
Yeah. Oh, and word on the street is she didn't leave them nothing. It didn't. They ain't no word that they got left anything. Yes.
Even the. Ooh, really? Okay.
Well, I yes. Right now, we don't know what that part of the wheel say. But we do know that Catherine got left some stuff and all of that other stuff. The queen knew she was dealing with a nut,
Oh yeah.
something evil.
They did some background check on her. They just let him go and just say, you
That's
know what? Let
so.
let, let him go.
I asked my subscribers. I said, did they not vet her? Did they not? I said,
They
listen,
had
I'm gonna
to.
check somebody's social security number before.
I can put it in and find. All I got to do is put her name in one of them searches, and it'll tell me where
Yeah,
she live, her phone number, all the relatives. I just
yeah.
one thing. Look, was it? how can I say
He
that?
act like he was in love, like he had never
Well,
been
there's
in love
another word
before.
that we say. What is that? I gotta be
Is it the P
careful.
one? Because Donald Trump did already said it. He said he whooped, and the news person was trying to figure out what does that
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. I'm with Donald Trump on that one
Me too.
because it got to be something. She must
Yeah,
be.
yeah, and I think at
She
this
turned
point
him out.
he's in like a trance. Yeah, and she probably threatening. You ain't gonna ever see your kids again if you do this and you do that. I just believe she making his life pure hell because she blames everything. She's a blamer. That's my favorite thing. That favorite thing to talk about because this is how bad she is. She blames everyone else for her failures and
But you know
things.
what? The traitor. That's.
The traitor let her do it.
But the traitor, there's something that's got to be within him to accept that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
To
my
me, I would think it would have kind of been the opposite because he is, and I'm not tipping because I got to say, okay, the traitor, he comes from where he's kind of he's
reserve.
known, he's
He's
popular,
it.
he speaks,
He
he's
is it.
intelligent, he's
Yeah,
he's up there. So you would think that somebody would come into his life and not so much be submissive, but understand her role with him to
yes,
say he is a royal. And a royal, it almost like you have to understand there's probably a lot of responsibility that comes with that.
it does.
And you get this little country bumpkin girl over here in California that grew up over there in the ghetto with no family, no cousins, aunties,
No, and
uncles.
she didn't grow up in the ghetto. Her
Yes, she
father
did.
had.
Mhm. You can say what you want. She got the traits of growing up
Yeah, she
in
got
the
that
ghetto because she
ghetto.
has no class, none.
Oops. Okay.
So don't look. You go look. Sis,
Got it.
she is straight ghetto.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and just because you might grow up with a little money here and there, doesn't mean you grow up with having a nice character
Right.
and class about yourself
Yes.
because
Yes.
she doesn't have that.
Right.
And it's evident now. And
Yes.
it says something about
Harry. Traitor.
the traitor. It says something about the traitor's character for him to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or has he
Weak.
always been, and I don't know him, but in his position within the royal family, has he always been like the one that followed, the one that, you
Yes.
know,
I think so because his brother is the leader. But I believe in the beginning he had control, and then you can see the control being taken from him.
well, I did watch, and I hate to say I watched the history because I didn't know the woman had a daughter.
We know now.
Definitely Lily Bit. um, you're right, because when I really recognized Meghan was when I don't know, they were on some stairs. I don't know where they were, but she
Yes.
had on that white coat. Harry had his suit on, his uniform on. And I was like, well, woo. I was like, well, okay, Megan,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. But she was kind of standing behind him and she was kind of submissive to him. Like she didn't really know what to do and
Right.
things like that.
Right.
So I saw that. But today, it's
Yeah. It's a total different. The
it's
roles have changed.
it's Jezebel and the traitor.
Yeah.
How you come after Jezebel? And
How?
now, like you said, when they are walking into events, she's first.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
and I
she'll
don't
push
know,
him
is
all the
that being
way.
polite where you let your wife go first because you're
Yes,
being the
that's
gentleman?
yes.
Um,
No, you're on it. You're on it. You're on
the
point.
one thing though, I got a big J on my wall from Juanita. I thought about
Yeah.
Jezebel. um, is that why is the traitor allowing Jezebel to ruin okay, this is my thing. This is my thing.
Yeah.
He know what he got. And you know
Yes,
how
he
I
does.
know?
He knows now.
He know because we see it publicly,
Yeah, we do.
but he sees it privately.
Yeah, it's
There's so
worse.
much going on. It's just like when somebody come out and they'll say, this is what, how he's treating me. They only tell you or they show you just a little bit.
Of what
But when
in the
something is
beginning.
going on and it's evil or it's not right, and you're living with that person, you see a lot more than what the other
Oh
individuals see.
yes. You
So
see
you can't
a
tell
lot
me
of things.
the traitor is not at home seeing Jezebel in her rare form.
Oh yeah, he's seeing it
You
in
can't tell me.
action.
So
Oh,
he know it. So why is he allowing her to bully individuals? And I mean, there's a common denominator here. The common denominator is she had the people over and she bullied, I don't know, should
the
we say
staff, the
allegedly?
staff,
Should we
which
say
she was
allegedly
asking.
bullied the individuals, the aides
She
in
was
the
bullying
house?
the aides. Yes.
And now it's part of her business. He needs to tell her to step back and hire the people to run these different events
Well,
and just
you
make a showing.
remember the other day when you were talking about Amber and you were talking
Yeah.
about that's what's going on. He is in a situation like he's a child and he cannot stand up to her or go against her or do anything like that.
I'm like,
He's
Donna,
not
ain't that
strong.
much pee in the world.
He's not strong enough. He can't do it. He's in a cult like state and don't even know that he can get out. I think Harry doesn't even know that he can actually get out.
Or is he to the point that he in it and he want to prove to everybody this is the decision he's made, so he's going to make it work?
I don't see that on his face. He looks depressed. He looks spaced out of it, like I'm just here. He doesn't look like he's present. Now, when he's alone or not with her, he seems to be a lot happier. But when they're together, you can just look at Harry. He's faking it. Yeah, I
Well,
don't.
you know what? I think that again, have me on this show when they announce their divorce.
I
But I
know.
think it's going to get to its tipping point.
Oh, it is. It
Oh,
is.
it's going to have a tower moment. And it's going to, and like I said, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a custody of the kids at that point.
It's going to be really bad. She's gonna
But what
lie on him. She's gonna take him through the ringer. It's gonna be a fight. And
but
that's
somebody put in
probably
the
why he's
comments.
staying in it.
Somebody put in the comments that how would that work? That if they were married, but they were not married here in the US, and it comes to a custody battle, which
Ooh,
country would take precedence?
that is a good question.
Would it be the US or would it be where were the kids born?
I think here
One of
because
the kids was born in
yes, Archie was born.
Archie was born. Okay.
Yeah,
And what's the child name?
Lilibet.
Lilibet. She was born here.
Yes. Hmm. And
So
there's
he might get Archie
controversy.
and she might get Lilibet.
It's controversy behind did she have the child or was she have a surrogate and all that, but I don't have proof. So I want to
Like she didn't physically have the baby.
right. Like, yeah, exactly. Like someone else
Maybe
had the
that's
baby.
why I don't remember too much. Look, now I'm trying to find fault. Maybe that's why I don't remember too much. I don't remember her being pregnant. I don't, I just
Yeah.
there wasn't a
Yeah.
lot going. I just
Yeah.
don't remember
But
a
you
lot.
didn't call her. You wasn't looking at her. And then it was COVID.
Look, and I still
So
think. But I think this is
so
fun to get
true.
on with her.
That is so true.
Um,
Okay. Let's see what else this lady is talking about.
okay.
You'll remember probably that when they were carrying out their royal work over here, there were allegations, unproven, that she had bullied some of the staff. But there were a lot of stories coming out of the palaces that staff were unhappy with the way she treated them. I don't know that they're true or not. I mean, she and Harry have sought to deny it. But I've met one or two people who have had direct experience of working with her in various capacities, and I must say, I've heard time and again that she's not easy to work with, and that may lie at the root of this. In any case, it's pretty bad news for Archwell Productions and for the foundation.
Yeah, that the production side of it, that Netflix deal was absolutely enormous. It sounds like it could be hanging some doubt whether they'll get that renewed or not. But the Archwell brand itself, it's spanning what productions, they do philanthropy as well. I mean, where are they at in terms of what they're trying to achieve at the moment?
Well, I do wonder. I looked up what they said at the start of it, and their foundation, their production company, everything. Their purpose is, I have to read it because I don't understand it, to unleash the power of compassion to drive systemic cultural change. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound to me like entertainment. And these streaming giants are all about entertainment. Meghan said at the end of last year that she was working on all sorts of exciting projects, that Harry was very excited by them as well. And when she was asked, well, what kind of programs are you planning? She said, things that make people feel something. Pretty unspecific again. I think, frankly, Harry and Meghan perhaps should face the truth that they don't know that much about the TV industry. Yes, she's an actress, undoubtedly quite a fine actress, but do they know enough about production values and what goes into making a successful piece of entertainment television? I don't think they've proved it thus far, and I think Netflix might be having second thoughts too.
Do you think, Jenny, that they have got something to sell? Perhaps if it's not Netflix, maybe it's not the Spotify podcast, maybe it's not something else. But do you think, given their lifestyle on the West Coast, their fame, is there perhaps they're just looking in the wrong direction? If you were given them marketing advice, what would you suggest they do?
Well, their brand is the fact that they are royals or ex-royals, really. I mean, that is their speciality, isn't it? And they've said everything they possibly surely could say about their life in the royal family. Beyond that, I'm not sure what they've got to offer, except, of course, for their campaigning on various charities. But that's not entertainment. It just simply isn't. There is rumour that they might be switching from Netflix to Paramount Productions, Paramount Films, because when they
Okay, so told you about Paramount Jamaica. She was hanging out with the Paramount people, and
So that was her purpose for going to Jamaica. It had anything to do with the prime minister.
It's always strategic.
Okay, so it wasn't the prime minister. It was
both. Meghan deals with. She's strategic. She kills so many birds at one time. When she was on the Oprah show, she didn't leave anybody.
Okay.
So I believe it's both. I believe Meghan is playing with fire.
Did Netflix give her any money?
Yes. I heard today that they gave her $18 million, but she had $100 million contract with them. But they didn't pay her $100 million. That was supposed to be through the projects, but I don't know how much. I'm saying 18 million. It could be more than that. Spotify gave them 12 million.
And they didn't do anything for Spotify.
They did like a, she had a podcast and she did Serena and she was talking about herself. It didn't do good. They fired her. They said she was a freaking grifter, the CEO, like me and you were talking. But like you said, it was fun.
You know, yeah, it's just like if I go for a job interview, they want me to have all these credentials on there and this and that, and you know, what kind of experience do you have? So if they just went off the fact that she was Jezebel, shame on
That's
him.
what they did.
That's what he did.
They just because she was the Duchess of Sussex, they gave them the contracts were just coming, just at their feet. And now everything has dried up. It's like a dry well. And she said that they're gonna be doing something to make us feel. Did you hear what the lady said? Meghan has said that. Okay, let's finish her up.
Okay.
And then I won't keep you too much longer, sis.
You're fine.
Very recently went to Jamaica for a Bob Marley memorial or a concert, or rather a film of his life. They were invited there by the head of Paramount, who happens also to live in Montecito, which is where they live. So maybe there are connections being made there, and perhaps they'll jump ship from Netflix and move to Paramount. We shall wait and see. But I mean, Meghan has assured us there are many exciting projects. So we'll
It's all about Meghan.
Yeah.
All about Meghan. You see who she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
She's not talking about Harry and what he's doing and da 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 da. Harry's in court. Harry's got this other charity thing he got to fight with, and he got to keep up with Meghan. And he went out there to help promote his wife so she can get a deal with Paramount. She is digging for straws. Now she has no talent. Maybe she can get a job in Hallmark.
Hallmark ain't hiring her. I wouldn't. Look, they'll stop. And Hallmark, you talking about Hallmark, the movie, the TV girl.
Yeah.
She only had one show, and they ain't even playing that much.
Right. And she's used to making millions. She's not going to just start making hundreds and thousands. She's not going to take those offers. But
it'll be interesting to really see what happens with her. She is the common denominator in all of the mishaps.
Yes.
The bullying, the lack of leadership. Just again, I just think she's an evil, mean person.
Yeah.
And for what? For what? Not you know what? And if Paramount take her, shame on them.
Yes.
You already see what's going down. So why? And them executives sometimes are like they ain't got good sense. If you see the history of what's going on, Paramount, go talk to Spotify. You know, when I go for a job interview, tell me your references. Have you ever got fired before?
Right.
So Paramount, and then her references and all of that is worldwide. You can just type it up.
Hey,
and look at it. So if they take her, shame on them. And they'll get exactly what
they're going to lose out. They're going to miss out. They're going to realize that oopsie daisy, we made a mistake because.
And what do these companies or these shows or TV want with Meghan? Jezebel.
The Jezebel. What do they want with the Jezebel?
What are they trying to sign her up for?
She don't even know. I feel like she's been in everything and just trying to see what sticks, what works. And nothing's working. They want to hear more about the royal family, but Meghan doesn't have any more to tell because she said it all. And she hasn't visited them, and there's no connection. So since there is no more connection to the royal family, Meghan becomes obsolete. To me, I feel like she's losing, she's going to lose her financial stability because she doesn't have a connection with the royal family. She didn't go to the coronation. She's not talking to King Charles. She doesn't have a relationship with who we're interested in. And so that's
What
what
was
made her
the podcast
interesting.
about?
Huh?
The podcast.
She was talking to Serena, and what was she saying? Talking about herself. It was so boring. I think she mentioned the only thing she talked about was how she was on a royal event, and Archie was left in a room, and the room caught on fire. This is Meghan's story.
Oh my God. What?
It catch on fire. It was a little smoke, and there was someone in the room, and Meghan blew it out of proportion because they got upset with her for saying what she said as if her baby was in danger and they were taking care of her baby. And she was like, after that happened, I had to go out on an engagement. Can you imagine?
She is.
I want me and my sister, we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch the docu-series. I think it's gonna give you
let me watch it.
perspective on because she talks a lot. And you will get to know who she is like that, and it's just gonna piss you off even more.
I cannot imagine.
Let's finish up what she's gonna say, and then I'll let you go, sis.
Okay.
Forward to those. We'll have to stay posted. Let's move to royal matters at home, shall we?
Okay. I think that's all she had, but you know, William and Charles just got out the hospital, so
I saw that on my news feed today. Okay.
Yeah, so we're wishing him a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. I want to thank my sisters so very, very much for coming out on Spirit of Moment. I called her up and said, hey, will you do this with me? And I do appreciate it. You look beautiful. And thank you so much. And I'm going to let her talk.
Oh, I don't have much to say. Again, if I've said anything incorrectly, please correct me in the comments. But thank you for having me. I look forward to being on here more. I think we vibe more when we're in person together. But yeah, I'm gonna try. Sometimes I have a little hard time hearing exactly what they're saying. So we gotta figure out how we can put it on the screen so we're all looking and hearing it together. But no, I just, thank you. Like I said, thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to the comments. And if there's something go down, call me up. I'm ready.
Thank you so much, sis. Love you, subscribers. Love you, sis.